Hey, what's going on, guys? Cotton here, and the new G update is out for Heroes and Generals, and you know what that means. We finally get some boats. We get some amphibious vehicles. Can you believe it? It's freaking crazy. Alright, so first off, the most basic of the amphibious vehicles, there's one available for each infantry of each faction. Now the Germans get the Schwimmwagen, which basically is like a bathtub Kugelwagen. And the Americans and the Soviets have this thing called the QMC-4 quarter-ton amphibian. Yeah, basically another bathtub with wheels. And these things, they're pretty sweet. They do decent on land. They're not quite as fast as a Jeep or a Kugelwagen, but they can keep pace for a bit. But they're very maneuverable. You can dive them in and out of the water, cross the rivers, you know. You can leave them in the water, just park them there, climb up a ladder. Very neat stuff here, especially for flanking. Now these basic ones are going to cost you a pretty penny though. They run 179,000 credits apiece. So watch out for that hefty price tag. And a lot of people will ask, is it worth it? Ultimately, I would say yes. I would like to have one of these on at least one character from each faction, you know, preferably two. Reason being, it's just you actually can flank a lot faster. There's only a few maps where these are actually really usable. I'd say that's Town and Mountain Town. I mean, Forward Airfield does have a river, but it's so hardly used. I mean, maybe if you're going from 01 to 02 or something, but you're not going to use these every single map. But the maps you can use them in, I found them to be very, very effective. So now there's also some other vehicles here. Now, the Soviet starter tank is actually amphibious as well, and it's really hilarious to drive. It looks like just like a little nub sticking up out of the water with a machine gun. And it's a little wavy when you're driving, you know, you feel a little motion in the ocean there. But it's not too bad, you know, you can still aim your gun, shoot at things. But, you know, be careful on Mountain Town if you're just going through the center canal like I am, because you're going to die. And then now, also, the American Weasel, which, funny enough, also takes up your Jeep slot, that is amphibious as well. The only problem I found with the Weasel is that it's the slowest of all the new amphibious vehicles. The Weasel moves at about half the speed of smell, and you'll be dead long before you cross a river in it. I guess it's there for an option, but don't rely on the Weasel so much, guys. Now, of course, you guys already know how the Soviet starter tank and the Weasel drive and handle. And these vehicles, the standard infantry ones, the Schwimmwagen and the amphibian, they handle a lot better. They actually almost feel like boats. They have really sharp turning, and they actually have really good reverse speed as well. I was surprised. They actually accelerate faster in reverse than they do in forward, but obviously the reverse speed tops out at a much lower speed. But they are very maneuverable, which I was happy about. You also want to make sure your angle of approach. If you're just going to dive this thing straight into the water, there's a chance you can sink it, especially the Weasel, because it's very heavy. So be careful on your approach into the water. I know I got lucky with a couple of dock dives here, but eventually you're going to flip it, you're going to sink it. So these things are not just like automatic little bobbing machines. You can sink them. But all in all, I feel these are a pretty good addition to the game. It definitely stirs up the gameplay a little bit. Hope you guys enjoyed the little brief here, and I'll see you in the next one.